Okay, GDC followers, we cannot seem to stop lining up the interviews. We ran into Jeff and Bailey, who are with the Guildhall. Jeff is actually a faculty member, and Bailey is actually a student, and we're going to ask them a few questions about the Guildhall. Okay, so how are you enjoying the show?
It is a blast so far. We're really having a good time. This is actually the first time in several years that I've been.
Is there anything that you're looking forward to?
Internship, maybe? Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to be here. It's my first time to come, so any kind of connections I can find and meeting people, because I love the people in the industry, so yeah.
This is a hire me trip, right?
A what?
A hire me trip.
Yeah, well, hopefully. That would be great. I mean, I've got a little while to go before I graduate, but I'd like to get some connections and such, things like that.
So Jeff, why don't you tell the people out there that don't know what the Guildhall is all about, what it's all about?
Well, the Guildhall is actually, what we're doing is we're creating the next generation of game developers. Now, one of the things that sets the Guildhall apart over other schools out there is that the Guildhall's curriculum has actually been written by the giants of the industry. People like John Carmack, John Romero, Paul Jakeways, the Level Lord himself, Richard Grace, have actually been involved in writing the curriculum that's taught. And then the people who actually teach the curriculum are people like myself and my colleagues. We're actually game developers. We're not like, one day English professors woke up and said, I think I'm going to teach games today. We're actually developers. I figured we have about an average of 8 years experience between us all and a minimum of 2 ship titles. So who would you rather you have your surgeon learn from? Somebody who's taught surgery and done surgery? Or, that librarian down the street? It's the way I kind of look at it.
Okay, so why don't you tell them where you're located, maybe what classes you provide?
Well, the Guildhall is located in Dallas, Texas area. We are actually a part of SMU University, Southern Methodist University. The kind of classes that we create are software development, art creation, and then what I teach was level design. And actually, as far as I know, we're the only curriculum in the world that I'm aware of that teaches level design as a separate discipline. We also teach games design, game studies, how to teach in teams, how to work in teams. I have to think about that one there. I mean, that's the number one part, is if you can't work in a team, you're kind of worthless in our industry. And then we actually have the industry come in and look at the work, look at the students' work, and the Guildhall can only exist in a few places. The Dallas-Austin hub is a major hub for our industry, and so we have access to a lot of industry people to come in and actually talk to the students. So they get a lot of hands-on experience on top of their internships that they get.
Okay, so what does it take to actually get into the Guildhall?
You have to be a god. No. No, actually,
or goddess.
God or goddess. Let me be politically correct there. Actually, what it takes to get into the Guildhall is drive, dedication, and passion. Now, we've been equated to the boot camp of the gaming industry. We've actually had students who went out and got jobs at companies that apologized, said, I'm sorry, we're in crunch. And as it turns out, they said, this is like a vacation compared to coming to the Guildhall. We are 100% dedication. It takes a lot of work and a lot of passion. And what I actually tell people, our recruiters get upset when I say this, but if there's any doubt whatsoever that this is what you want to do for your career, don't come. It is very, very intensive. It is a master's degree program. It is accredited by SACS, which is Southern University Colleges, or I'm not exactly sure what SACS translates into, but it is accredited and is an accredited master's degree program. It is 52 credit hours, and it is intense. But if you're a programmer, know your C++, know it well. If you're an artist, be really good at what you do. And if you're a level designer, understand flow and pacing. And the number one thing, boys and girls, gameplay, gameplay, gameplay. There's nothing else.
Yeah, I actually see Bailey mouthing some of this speech. I think you've heard it before.
It's been drilled into us. Like the first term, the first thing was like he comes in and all of us know the gameplay speech. So it's just gameplay, 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 and he makes us yell it out loud, and it's awesome. So
tell us about those crunch time weeks that you've had.
Well, I don't speak much because I'm traumatized at that point. But it's probably one of the most stressful things I've ever done, but the most rewarding things I've ever done, to actually see a product that you've made with a team of people, a small team of people, and you've worked so hard to create, is like the best thing ever. So, yeah.
They actually said that you came over from Microsoft. Now, what happened with that?
Oh, no, that was, I worked at the company store, which is just I actually work for eCompany, which is kind of a collaborator with them. So, yeah, I just sold a lot of things out of the company store. It wasn't like this amazing gig or anything, but yeah. I mean, I have some connections from that because they do a lot with Ensemble Studios, so I've met a few people through there, which is pretty nice.
So what do you want to do when you graduate?
I want to work in the game industry.
And more specifically, for who do you want to work for?
That's still up in the air. I want to learn a little bit more about the companies that are around, and I don't know if I necessarily want to work for a large company, but that's not out of the question. I don't know at this point. It's still kind of early. I'm still in term 3, and I still have 4 more terms to go, so I got a little bit of time to think about it.
So how did you fall into teaching?
Well, it's kind of weird. I was actually just cruising around. I saw an ad on the web, and I thought, what the hey? I'll check it out. And it turns out this is a very good program. It's been created by very passionate individuals, which I was talking about. It takes a lot of passion to do this. One of the nice things about this career, being a teacher as well as being a game developer, in 15 years, I've never woke up and said I don't want to go to work. It's a very rewarding path. And so I wanted to share that with people. Level design is actually an area that has never been really explored as a separate discipline, and here's an opportunity to dive in. I had been working at 3DO Austin at the time when they decided to disappear into the ether. I saw this as an opportunity, and I said, you know what? I want to share what I know. And I have never regretted it, not once. Professor McCoy, who's one of my colleagues who's here with me, he comes to us from Ubisoft, and it was really weird. He was just as passionate. In fact, every one of the faculty is just as passionate as I am about what it is we're doing it. I mean, yeah, we can go off and make a lot more money working at a game company, but we really believe in what it is that we're doing at the Guildhall. And I think that's one of the things that really sets us above everyone else.
So how did you stumble into being a student there?
I found them on the internet, and then I thought about it, and then I thought, I can't do this. I can't make it in. There's no way. And then my boss at the time was like, no, you have to try this. If it's something you want or you're passionate about, do it. And I was. I mean, I played games my entire life. My mother was always like, this was a little girl who at 4 years old was playing games, and her brother was going, shoot him, Bailey, shoot him. And, like one of those things that I've always done and been passionate about. So I knew it was kind of a goal I wanted to achieve. And I did the portfolio. I worked with Hammer for a little while and started creating my own levels and trying to get an understanding of what it might take. And then I applied and I got in. I had to write an essay and make a little 2D side scroller thing, and it was cool.
Anything else? Do what?
She found that she had the passion in her.
Boy, do I.
So is there anything else?
A little too much.
Yes.
Anything else you guys want to tell us about Guildhall before we sign off?
I would say that come to the Guildhall. Come visit us. Once you come in the door, you're mine.
And once you do, it's one of the most rewarding experiences. It's tough, but it's one of the greatest experiences you'll ever go through.
Well, you heard it, Guildhall. All those people out there that don't know how or where to get a video game education, that's a #1 place, SMU. Guildhall, check it out. Level design sounds pretty cool. I'm Nikki Inderlied, I4New News, sponsored by Sanyo in a Loop. Stay tuned.